Now, there are several applications of recommendation systems that we can see in our recent societies, right? One of the most robust places that you can find recommendation systems is Netflix. Okay, Netflix recommendation system is one of the top notch. I think so far, I've not seen any platform that uses recommendation systems like Netflix before. Like everything on Netflix is recommendation, right? Everything is about recommendation. There's nothing there that it doesn't. It's not running by recommendation, right? Everything on Netflix is a recommendation. If I go to my Netflix, let me go and search for Netflix over here. If I go to my Netflix right now, okay, I'm just logging into my Netflix, and you will see what is there.
No border.
Right now, you can see here, right? They have the movies over here, right? They have the movies over here, and then you can see that trending now recommendation, right? Trailer movies, US TV, blah blah. Movies based on real life. Continue watching international. Now you see, because you watched Miss Bella, now to see that they are recommending some stuff over here. Recommendation. I mean, it's just everything here. You see that we have top 10 over here. Recommendation, right? It's like Netflix is the home of research. If you want to research about recommendation systems, you cannot do it without Netflix. Okay, it's one of the most robust platforms that you can find recommendation systems. Okay, another platform that's recommendation system is more applicable is Amazon. Okay, Amazon is also having one of the most robust recommendation systems over there, right? There are a lot of things that they recommend over there. For instance, over here I search for this Lean startup, right, and you can see that they are recommending other books that are closer or look similar to what I am searching, right? And that is purely recommendation. Previously, Amazon did not used to do this thing, but as soon as they started doing this, they saw their profits hiking like seriously. I've given you a link here where you can click on this link. Okay, click on this link. You go and see how Amazon recommendation systems work. In the same way, I've also given you a link here for Netflix recommendation system. I actually encourage you to click on this link and then go and see how these recommendation systems are, right? And you can even go to YouTube, research it by yourself, and you see how these recommendation systems are. I mean, they work and how awesome they are. Okay, it's quite incredible. I mean, recommendation system is one of my favorite part of machine learning and deep learning in the whole. Okay, Facebook is also one of the giants when it comes to recommendation systems. These things are all over us, right? YouTube. I mean, you might have experienced these things a lot, right? On YouTube, if you click on something, right? If you click on, for instance, I click on TED Talks, you can see that all the recommendations here are TED Talks. Okay, so I'm not going to click on TED Talks and then they will bring me comedy movies. I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? So all these are just run by recommendation systems behind this. YouTube over there or behind these engines, and we're going to see how the various kinds of recommendations that they are actually using, right? For instance, Facebook is using a recommendation here, Amazon is using a recommendation here, Netflix is using a recommendation here, but they are not all the same. There are difference between them. Okay, there are different kinds of recommendation engines that are running behind these kind of applications. Okay, we're going to see the different types and also get to understand. Now, one of my favorite recommendation systems that I have so far come to love is Spotify. Okay, Spotify Discover Weekly, right? Some people create the playlist, and then if they find something that you like or something that looks like the playlist, they'll recommend that one for you. It's great, right? Because Spotify is having millions of songs over there, and if you want to sit down and then create these albums by yourself or create these group of songs by yourself, that is going to be very, very, very difficult. Okay, and Spotify came up with this Discover Weekly thing, which is great. Okay, absolutely great. I've given you a link here, right? You can click on that and go and see how they did these kind of things. Okay, I urge you to just click on this link and then go and see how it is. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's great how they actually sit down and think through to come up with solutions like that, and it's going to help you in your own journey as well. All right, now this is what you're going to do in this particular tutorial. All right, applications of recommendation systems, as we have seen several of them, right? And it's all reversed, and I'm sure you're also a witness of recommendation systems in our society. We're also going to understand why recommendation systems are actually needed in the first place, and the techniques that are used in different recommendation systems, right? So, as I pointed out earlier on, all these platforms are using recommendation systems, but they are using different kinds of recommendation systems, and some of them are even combining different kinds of recommendation systems to just perform one kind of an action. Okay, and we're going to see that over there. All right, and then we're going to see how we evaluate the recommendation systems. Okay, so after the recommendation systems have been built, we're going to see how it is being evaluated, and then we're going to have a hands-on with this recommendation system. So every recommendation system type that we're going to discuss, we're going to see how it is done in the lab session. Okay, before finally we go to our final projects and then build our own Netflix recommendation system like I showed you earlier on. Okay, build our own recommendation system like that. All right, so this is quite a great lesson for you, and if you're looking forward to master in recommendation systems, I highly encourage you to specialize in that. Okay, if you're much interested in that, it's great. It's a great career. It's a very, very great and lucrative career, and exciting one, of course. All right, so let's get started.